This is Nagarajan. Before we get into the session, I just wanted to remind you about the part 5 video. So please watch that video and come back to the session. Let's go to Eclipse now. In today's video, we'll be learning about the test layers. I mean these SRC test Java components, feature files, step definitions, and test runners. Let's learn all these features one by one, and parallelly we'll be exploring the step definition files as well. Without wasting time, let's get into the features. Inside the features package, we have this feature for login page. So this is a feature, login page verification, with the description. As an existing user able to log in with valid and logged out username and password combinations. At regression test suite, at smoke test suite, these are called as tags. We usually mention the tags something like this using @ symbol. And this is a scenario, login with logged out username and password. At the given step, user lands on the source demo page. At the when step, user enters the username and password. The interesting thing is the data table is being used here. So this is how we pass the data to the step definition files. And at the unstep, we are just clicking on the login button. At the then step, we are just verifying the logged out error message. That's it. The next scenario, we are just entering with valid username and password, and the rest all remains the same. If you could keenly watch here, the first scenario comes under the part of regression test suite and smoke test suite. The second scenario belongs to regression test suite alone. Just to reiterate, login page verification is a feature that holds two different scenarios. One is to log in with logged out username and password. Other one is to log in with valid username and password. I hope it is very clear about this login feature. Let's jump into step definition now. When you mouse over to this given step, you'll be seeing an and symbol. But while mouse hovering, you must need to hold the control key on the keyboard. Then only you'll be seeing this and symbol. If you are not holding the control key, even while mouse hovering, you won't be seeing that and symbol. Okay. When you click on this particular given step, right, you'll be taken to the step definition files. So before I talk about this given step, let me start right from the top. Okay, this is a class login page steps. Okay, listen carefully, and inside this constructor login page steps, we have this parameter handler setup. Okay, using login page object, we are just invoking this get login page object method. I hope you remember about get page object handler method and base test handler setup. At the given step, we are just landing on the source demo page. As part of this method, verify home page title, we are just verifying the page title. That's it. Okay. Firstly, we are hitting this get URL method using get test utility. Okay. This home page URL comes from the test constants. Okay, and we are performing the assertion over here. Get page title gets the title from the page, and we are passing the test constants at page title here. So this comes from the config file. And at the when step, we are just entering the username and password. This is a method that takes up the data table as a parameter. Okay, let me show you the feature file as well. So I'm talking about this thing. This entire data is being passed here. Okay, in the form of data table. We're just maximizing the window. Okay, and then we have the list of maps here. Okay, so just remember this line. You'll have to enter like something like this: list map of string comma string data equal to login credentials dot as maps string dot class comma string dot class. Okay, now using data dot get of 0 dot get username gets the username. I mean, so this particular data dot get of 0 refers this particular first line, refers this header row. Dot get of 0 dot get of username, that refers here. So we'll be getting this logged out user value. Okay, and data dot get of 0 of get of password gets the password value, secret source. That's it. and we have this if condition here. We are just checking this username equals log.username. username. If they are equal, this boolean variable takes the value true. Don't worry, you'll come to understand why we use this condition. Next, at the unstep, we're just clicking on this login button, okay, using click login button method. One important thing to highlight, you don't have to mention each and every page action at each and every step, okay. For easy understanding only, I've provided something like this so that you'll be familiar while defining the test steps. You can have as many page action methods, not only one particular method. Okay, as part of the then step, we are just verifying the logged out error message. Okay, if this particular condition satisfies, then we are just verifying the logged out error message using get logged out error message method, and this value comes from the config file, as you know. Or else we are just landing on the source demo page. We have not written any else condition, but once this condition is not satisfied, obviously we'll be going into the home page. That's it. Let me show you this functionality on the web page for better understanding. This is the source demo page. Let's log in with logged out username. Secret source is the password. Okay. So this is the error message I was talking about. Sorry, this user has been logged out. Okay. Now we'll log in with the valid username and password. Before that, let me refresh the page. This is what we are doing as part of the script as well. Let me show you. See, once error message is validated, we are just refreshing the page. Now we'll enter with the valid username and password. Now we are landed on the inventory page. Let's go to inventory feature now. So this is a feature adding product item on inventory page with the description as an existing user able to add an item and verify the item on shopping cart page. Okay. So this is a scenario inventory page item addition and verification of items. Okay. These steps are very simple. Okay. You at the given step, user lands on inventory page, and at the end step, we are just clicking on the add to cart button and then on shopping bag container, and we are verifying the items added on the shopping bag container. Let's go to the step definitions. Okay. See, everything remains the same as like login page. We are just verifying the page title as part of the given step, and then we are clicking on the add to cart button, shopping cart container. Okay, we are just verifying the items on the shopping bag. So this is what we are talking about. Firstly, we are performing the page assertions. Okay, let me show you the files as well. So this page title is coming from the config file as we discussed earlier, right? See, let me open up the config file and show you. So this is what we are talking about, the page title, Swag Labs, right? Okay, let me close all the other things. We'll have only step definition and property file so that we won't get confused. Now at the when step, we are just clicking on this click add to cart button. Okay, this comes from this. Let me show you where we are referring. See, we are referring this add to cart. Okay, we're just hitting this add to cart button. Once this gets added, you'll be seeing this item on this shopping bag container. Okay. Using get shopping bag item count method, we're just verifying the item count. So this refers here. Let me inspect and show you. So it's referring here. Okay. This gets the item count. And this expected value comes from the config file. I've just hard coded shopping bag item count as 1. Okay. Once this particular assertion is done, we're just clicking on this shopping bag cart link. Let me show you that as well. I mean that link. So this refers here. So we are clicking on this bag. So that will take you to the cart.html page. This is the cart page. Let's move on to shopping cart feature. This is a feature product text and price verification on shopping cart page. As part of this feature, we're just verifying the items on the cart page and then we're proceeding to the checkout page. I don't want to talk about these steps again. These are self-understandable. I'll talk about this doc string. So this is how we pass the multiple lines of code to the step definition. The entire text should be enclosed within double quotes. We have two different doc strings here. One is to pass the entire text or something like this. One is to pass the item price. That's it. Now we'll look at the step definition line by line. Firstly, we are verifying the page URL as part of the given step, and then with the item name verification. Everything remains the same. Nothing is different here. And then with the item count verification, as we did it earlier. Okay. So this is how we are verifying the item description. The complete doc string is being passed here, right? So this particular thing. Okay. This method takes up the parameter item description. Okay. That entire things will be passed here, and then we are performing the assertion. This is to replace the new line characters, and we are verifying the item price. Also, we are checking whether these particular buttons are present or not. Continue shopping button and remove button. Let me show you this on the page. Okay. We are just verifying this entire text. That's it. Once the assertions are done, we are just clicking on the checkout button. That will take us to the checkout step on page. That's it. Let's move on to checkout first page feature. As an existing user enters the data on checkout first step and proceeds to second step. Here we are using scenario outline, checkout page data filling. Generally, the data-driven testing is implemented using scenario outline, and this scenario outline is followed by examples keyword. Okay, something like this: first name, last name, postal code of these values. First name, last name, and postal codes are enclosed within double quotes with less than and greater than symbol. These placeholders are referring here. Okay, first name refers to this value Naga, last name refers to Rajan, postal code refers to 43026. Let's go to step definition now. You'll understand clearly. We'll have to start with a caret symbol, something like this, and it should end with a dollar symbol. In between, we'll have to use regular expression, something like this. Okay, for first name, for last name, and for postal code. Okay, and this method, the enter input form takes three parameters: first name, last name, and postal code. Okay, so this is how the data from the feature file is being passed over here. Now let's compare the page with the step definition. Before that, let me close all the other files. Let's have only config.properties. That's okay. And moving to the top, as like earlier, we are verifying the current page URL. Okay, the current page URL is checkout step1.html. Checkout one page URL. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so that URL is being verified here, and then with the item count, I mean this one, and next with the checkout title text. The checkout title text is suffering here, Swag Labs. See here, this one. And then we are entering the form, first name, last name, and we are proceeding to the next page. Let me show you that. Okay, now we are entering the first name, last name, and we are entering the postal code. Okay, and we are proceeding to the next page. Okay, now we have landed on checkout step2.html. Now this is checkout step2 page. Now let's jump into check out the second page step definition itself. Okay, I don't want to repeat the steps again. Again, we are verifying the current page URL. Okay, so this should refer here. Check out step 2 page. Okay, and then with the item name verification. Okay, and then with the item description. Basically, like we are passing the doc strings here. See, this is being passed over there. Okay, and then with the item price, this thing, and then we are verifying the payment information text is not null, and then with the shipping information also. Okay, next we are verifying the item total. Okay, also we are verifying the tax text. We are not verifying the tax, we are just asserting the tax text alone. That's it. I mean this one. Since we are not sure about the tax values, right? That is why we are asserting tax text alone. Okay, but the item total is verified. And the last one is the item total verification. Okay, here we are replacing the dollar value. Now the decimal values are being passed using pass float. And item price gets added to the text. That gives the item page total. Since we are comparing the double values, we are using delta here. So this is how we are performing the assertion for the item total. And finally, we are just clicking on the finish button. That will take us to the checkout complete page. Let me show you that. So all these informations are validated. Okay, item name, item price, payment information text, shipping information text, item total, tax, item entire total. Okay, now we are clicking on the finish button. We are now landed on the checkout complete page. Okay, this is what we are doing as part of that step definition file. That's it. Now as part of checkout that page, just a simple feature. Okay, we are performing these assertions. Okay, let me open up the step definition file itself. Okay, let me close the other files. Okay, let's open this thing. So we are verifying the checkout page URL. Okay, third page URL as we did it earlier. Okay, let me show you that. Third page URL is here. Okay, we are asserting that thing, and then with the title text. Let me show you the page as well. This thing, title text, and this particular thing, thank you for your order, and your order has been dispatched or not. We are verifying this particular image is present or not, and we are clicking on this back link, and we are navigating back again. Okay, sometimes this happens. Don't worry. Okay, let me log in again. Maybe like this is because of session expire, I think. Okay, check out. This is CDTT. While presenting a demo, right, I have to do something like this. I have to face all these problems. Okay. My God. Okay, now we have landed here. Okay, what I'm trying to say is like, we are clicking on this back home link. Okay, now we're again navigating back here. That is what we are doing as part of that last validation. Okay, let me show you that. See, let me quickly run through this. Okay, first current page URL is validated, and then with the checkout title text. So the checkout title text is given here. Checkout complete, and the checkout header text. Thank you for your order, and checkout complete text. Your order has been dispatched, something like this. Checkout complete header and complete text, and the Pony Express image. And last one with the back home link redirection. That's it. With this, we are done with the assertion for the checkout complete page. Now let's move on to test runner. Okay, This is actually like a test.xml file that runs the test suite. Okay, inside this package, right, Cucumber test, we have this JUnit test runner. Okay, the feature file and step definition informations are being placed over here. Features option takes up the feature file path, something like this. src Java features, we have this feature, right, login page feature. So we'll have to give all the feature file paths here one by one. Okay, firstly with the login page, inventory, and then shopping cart, checkout pages. Okay, and the glue option refers this step definition package name. So here we have given step definitions. So this is the package name that is referring here. Okay, and then we are having three different attributes: step notification, dry run, and monochrome. Okay, I'll cover these things later. And here we are having tags. Okay, hope you remember about this. Okay, generally we specify the tags inside a feature file. I'm talking about this thing. And plugin is to generate the test reports. We can generate any set of reports. I mean, extend reports, JSON reports, XML reports. Okay, whatever reports you want to generate, you can specify using plugin. And we can also generate a different set of reports at one shot. Okay, for JSON reports and all, like it will get generated inside this target folder. Let me show you this. See, inside this target folder, we are having Cucumber reports, right? So inside this target, the Cucumber reports, it will generate the different set of reports: JSON, HTML, XML, everything. Okay, fine. Let me show you the reports while doing the execution. Okay. Before that, let's delete all these files. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. Okay, this is done. So this is all about JUnit test runner. Now I'll tell you the important things you need to remember. At run with Cucumber.class, at Cucumber options. These are the two interfaces which are mainly required for JUnit test runner. Okay. And for generating the reports, we'll have to mention this word pretty inside this plugin. Okay. For extend reports, we should have to mention something like this. We'll have to refer this extend Cucumber adapter. And also you must need to include the dependency inside a pom.xml file. I'll show you the dependency right now. So Cucumber adapter dependency. Yeah, I was talking about this dependency. Okay, so this is very important. And apart from that, right, this class JUnit test runner, this can be empty. We don't need to mention anything inside this particular class. That's it. Now we'll talk about step notifications, dry run, and monochrome. Okay, let me pick monochrome alone. This makes the console output more readable and it removes any unreadable characters. Let me change it to false. Okay, and then I'll show you. Change it. Okay, let me run and show you. Now we will see the console output. Okay, there will be some chunk characters. See here. This is what I'm talking about. See, these are all the non-readable characters, right? So the console output gets something like this. So to remove all these non-readable characters, we'll have to mention this particular attribute as true. Now let me change it to true. You'll see the output now with a clear output. We move on to see the console output is very clear, right? So that's about monochrome. Okay, I'll go on to this dry run. Okay, now when we set this as true, right, it checks whether we have returned the step definition for all the steps that are defined in the feature file. Okay, I'll show you an example. See, we have for this particular step, right, given, we have written a step definition, right? So let me do one thing. Let me change this as pages, okay, and save it. So that implies it is now throwing error. Okay, user gets on the source demo pages does not have a matching blue code. That means step definition is missing. Okay, let me run it. Okay, and then you'll understand now. Since we have set that this particular attribute as true, right? So it throws this error. The step user gets on the source demo page is undefined. Okay, but if it is false, it won't throw any error. You'll have to purposely make this as true to get the error. Okay, let me run it. Wait, we'll see whether we are getting error or not. So now it is okay, it is executing the test cases. Okay. There also it is showing, but it is executing and it is showing the error. Okay. Previously what happened was, when I set this as true, right, it is not executing the test cases. It directly throws the error. Okay, let me show it again. See, nothing is happening. It throws an error saying this particular step does not have any step definition. So you need to remember about this dry run attribute. Okay. Now we'll see about step notification. Before that, let's correct this. Okay, this got corrected. Yeah, it's writing here. Okay, let me close all this. Even let me clear all the console output here. Everything. Okay. So when I set step notification equal to true, it makes the step definitions to get highlighted on the test runner. I'll show you now. See here. Okay, let's change it as false. Okay. Then we'll execute again. The execution is happening. Okay. See, what I meant to say is, like in the JUnit runner, right? So here you'll be seeing all the steps as well. For this particular feature, right, we have this steps, right? User gets on the source demo, user enters username, password, everything. Okay. But when we set this as false, right, then those steps will not be present there. Let me show you that. So that is the job of this step notification attribute. Let it execute. I'll show you. Execution is very fast. That's good. See, inside this login with the logged out username, right, there won't be any steps here. So that's about step notification. Another important point to remember, we are supposed to have the proper naming convention for these feature files. So inside the feature, I've given the feature file names as A login page, B inventory page, C shopping cart, D checkout first page, E checkout second page, F checkout third page, right? So while we trigger the test runner, it runs the feature file in the alphabetical sequence. Okay, it starts with login, inventory, and shopping cart. Even though, see, here also I've given the order something like this, proper order: A login feature, B inventory, okay, C shopping, and D checkout, something like that. Okay, I've also created one more package, new features. Okay, here I've mentioned the feature file names as A checkout, B checkout second page, C checkout the first page, and D shopping cart, and E inventory, something like this. Okay, see, the order which we have given is different with the correct alphabetical sequence. I've created one more test runner. Here I've given the feature file path something like this. Okay, F login page, inventory page. I mean with the correct order flow. So it has to start with the login page, right? And then it has to proceed with the inventory, shopping cart, checkout page. But what happens here is this runs in the alphabetical sequence defined in this feature file. It won't trigger the execution based on this order. It will trigger based on the alphabetical sequence of the feature file names. Okay, let me run one by one and then I'll show you. Trigger this particular thing, you know about this, right? So it runs in the same order. Now let's trigger with this particular JUnit test runner order. Then only you'll come to understand. Now it has to start with checkout third page and then with the second page. The flow is incorrect. Okay, but it runs in the alphabetical sequence. See, firstly, it has triggered with the checkout complete page verification and then with the auto checkout verification. And then with the checkout page verification, it goes with the product shopping cart verification and inventory page and then with the login page. Obviously, it will throw an error since the auto checkout flow is incorrect. So do remember to keep the things properly. Let me now show you the test-ng test runner. Okay. So here you don't need to mention something like this as like JUnit test runner. So if here we have used art run with interface, right? Inside test-ng test runner, we don't need to use art run with interface. Instead, we'll have to extend this abstract class, abstract test-ng cucumber test. So this is an abstract class, okay? So we must need to extend this particular class. That's enough. And you don't need to write any code inside this particular class also. Let's trigger the execution for test-ng test runner. Page is invoked. Let's wait for some time. Let it execute. Still, this is done. Okay. It would have generated the test report and the extend report. See here, I've given two reports, right? The cucumber reports folder, right? This it has generated the test report.html. Okay. See, with this feature, with the scenario, everything, complete scenario with the steps. Okay. And it has also generated the extend report. Let me refresh the package. Inside this reports folder, right, it has generated the report. See, inside the extender properties, we have mentioned the base folder as reports spark report. So that is why it is generating test output a spark report spark.html. So here it is generating the report. Okay, pie charts and all, everything. See this, for each and every step it is generating the excellent reports. Okay, so now we'll do one thing. Let me close all this and let's trigger the JUnit test runner. There I've given different set of reports, right? I mean, see here, plugin we have mentioned different set of reports for test report.html, JSON, and XML. Let's trigger this and see whether it is generating all the reports inside Cucumber folder. Where is that Cucumber reports folder? Let's wait and see. So in Cucumber, we have this option to generate different set of reports. That is not possible with test-ng. So let me refresh it. Okay. See here, we've got this test report.html. Okay, and test report. Okay, let me open it. This file is generated. Okay, let me close it. And test report.json. If client requests this set of reports, then we can generate. whatever they want. Okay, this completes, it is being generated, and test report.xml as well. So how cool it is, right? Okay, and it has also generated the extend report. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, I think we have given, right? Oh my god. Okay, now see, I've commented this thing extend report alone, right? So that is why it is not generated the extend report. Let me do one thing. Okay, let me copy this line. Okay, we'll try to generate it again. Let's see what happens. Okay, let me trigger. Let me remove this. Okay, let's trigger it again. Let's see it is generating or not. Come on, quick. Okay. Fine. Come on. I'm curious to see the reports, whether it is generating or not. Execution is done. Okay. Refresh this report folder. Okay. See here, it has generated the report. Inside this test output, Spark report folder, spark.html. We've got the report. And you can ask one thing here, this particular thing is empty, right? JUnit. This is happening because of a step notification. Let's mark this as true. Okay. Rerun it again. Let's see whether it is generating the output here. What is happening? Yeah, started the execution. Let's see it. I just wanted to show. Yeah, here it is showing now. Let's see the JUnit output as well. This is done. Why it is not showing the results here? Previously it was showing. No, I did something. I just clicked on this particular show failures, so that is why it is not displaying that. Okay, so now we will be able to see all the test steps because of step notification got true. Okay, that's it. Now it has generated again the report. Let's see for it has created one more folder, right? With this we have come to the end of the session. I hope you have gained good amount of knowledge on Cucumber framework. If so, I'm really happy about it. Thank you for watching the video. You can refer my playlist for more videos, but you guys have to do more hands-on after watching my video. That is very important. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.